Have you ever found yourself picking up your medication at the pharmacy and the pharmacist hands you a bottle of fluoxetine, but your doctor said they were sending over Prozac? Even before that, you remember seeing a commercial for a brand new antidepressant called Trintellix and being told that you should ask your doctor about this? What's with all these names? Well, this is something that almost everyone navigating healthcare faces at some point. Generic versus brand name medications and how different they are. Or are they? And why does Prozac cost $4 but Trintellix cost $400? Costing more must make it better, right? We'll see. And who am I to walk you through this? My name is Dr. Sulman Aziz Mirza. I am a triple board certified doctor in adult psychiatry, child and adolescent psychiatry, and addiction medicine. And I've racked up a lot of student loans just so I can Google these names too. You're at the pharmacy counter, and the pharmacist asked, would you like the generic or the brand name medication? You pause. What does that even mean? In essence, generic drugs are copies of brand name drugs. They have the same active ingredient, same dosage, and the same method of administration. The big difference? Price. Generics are typically cheaper, often much cheaper than their brand name counterparts. But why is that? And should it make you skeptical? Before we get to that, let's review brand name medications first. Brand name medications are the pioneers, the originals. When a pharmaceutical company develops a new drug, they pour a ton of money, billions and trillions of dollars, into research and development, running clinical trials, and getting FDA approval. In return, they get exclusive rights to sell the drug for a certain number of years. And yes, they price it to recoup their investment. It's like the first cup of coffee made in the morning. It's special because it's first, but does that make it better? Coming back to generics, how do you know that these copy medications, the knockoffs, are safe? Isn't it like buying a fake Gucci bags from that guy in the mall parking lot? Well, unlike the world of fashion, the world of medicine is governed by strict regulations, with the Food and Drug Administration, or the FDA, setting rigorous standards that all medications, whether generic or brand name, must meet. This includes everything from the purity of the ingredients to the manufacturing processes. So when you're choosing between a generic and a brand name drug, know that both have met stringent safety criteria. It's like choosing between two highly trained pilots. One just happens to fly at a no-frills budget airline. But just like those two pilots, they are not the exact same, and they do have some differences, which may make a difference for you. So you've made it past the initial hurdle of understanding the basic difference between generic and brand name medications. But now you face some new questions like, does one type generally perform better than the other in clinical trials? How about side effects? And what's with insurance? Let's start with effectiveness. It's the linchpin of any medication, right? Both generic and brand name medications are designed to be effective, but what does the evidence say? The answer might surprise you. In clinical trials, brand name drugs have to prove their worth. They need to show that they are better than a placebo or sometimes better than an existing drug. Generics, they have to prove that they are bioequivalent to the brand name, meaning they work the same way in the body. So, efficacy tends to be on par between the two. But what about real-world data? Well, observational studies have shown that, for the most part, generics are just as effective as brand name medications. There are some exceptions, but they are rare, and we'll get there in a little bit. What does that mean for you? Simply that you're not compromising efficacy when you choose generic, most of the time. With efficacy out of the way, let's tackle another monster, side effects. Are you really signing up for a roller coaster of discomfort if you choose one over the other? Side effects are the unwanted guests at the party of medication. Both generic and brand name medications come with their list of possible side effects, both common and rare. Here's the kicker though, because the active ingredients are the same, the side effects are generally the same too. If a brand name medication lists nausea as a side effect, chances are the generic one does too. You might think you're dodging the bullet by choosing one over the other, but in this case, they're two sides of the same coin. Again, most of the time. Let's bring up accessibility, which is the ultimate game changer. Brand name medications aren't always available in all locations. Generics, being more cost effective, are often more widely stocked. But it's not just about which shelf it's on. Insurance companies love generics, so your copay will likely be lower. It's like having a VIP pass to the more affordable option. And sometimes insurance companies cut deals with drug companies to get access to the brand name medications. A process that results in pharmacy benefit managers creating what is called a preferred drug list. Side note, there's billions and billions of dollars being exchanged in these discussions, with healthcare workers getting none of that. Oh yeah, what happens if your insurance changes? Your preferred drug list changes too, which can mean switching from brand to generic or vice versa, which shouldn't be a problem unless it is one. So, I've hinted that there are differences between generics and brand name medications that we have to be aware of. Have you ever considered that it's not always about the main star, but the supporting cast that makes a show or a movie a hit or a flop? In this case, I'm talking about inactive ingredients in medications. Inactive ingredients are the unsung heroes or villains, depending on how you look at it, in the world of medications. While the active ingredient does the heavy lifting, inactive ingredients are essential for things like the drug's stability, absorption, and even their taste. They're the backup dancers to the lead singer, if you will. Here's where they steal the spotlight a bit. These inactive ingredients can differ between brand name and generic meds, and even between different manufacturers of the same generic. The result? You could experience different side effects or efficacy levels even if the active ingredient is the same. Imagine if your favorite coffee place started using a different type of milk. You'd notice the change in taste immediately. In my practice, I've seen cases where a patient didn't respond as well to a generic medication as they did to the brand name version. Sometimes a closer look revealed that the culprit was a difference in the inactive ingredients affecting absorption or causing irritation. I've seen this a lot with certain classes of medications, especially stimulant medications for ADHD, and I've heard this with anti-seizure medications as well. So, let's get real for a moment. Life's full of trade-offs, and the world of medications is no different. Brand name meds often bring with them the confidence of being tried and true, but you'll pay the price, literally. On the flip side, generics give your wallet a break, but may leave you questioning, is this really just as good? Brand name meds often offer more thorough research and patient support programs, which can help out financially. Generics, however, are easier on your budget and are generally just as effective and safe as their brand name counterparts. It's like choosing between a high-end smartphone and a budget-friendly one. At the end of the day, they both make phone calls. In my decade plus of practice, I've seen patients successfully switch from brand name to generic meds or vice versa without a hitch. But I've also seen cases where the specific formulation of a brand name medication made all the difference. The medical literature supports these mixed outcomes. So the answer to the burning question, brand or generic, isn't black and white. It's personalized medicine at its finest. What I do tell my patients is to keep track of these things and report any differences sooner rather than later. I've seen a switch at the pharmacy due to an insurance change be the difference between stability and ending up in the hospital. That, my friends, wraps up our deep dive into the world of generic versus brand name medications. We've covered the good, the bad, and the ugly, so you can march into your next doctor's appointment or pharmacy visit with confidence. Don't forget, if you found this helpful, hit that like button and share the love. If you're not already, make sure to subscribe and let me know what you think. Have you struggled with a change in your medication? Share in the comments below, as it definitely helps me help my patients. Until next time, take care and be well.